Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 2 previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the Buffalo Bills and the Carolina Panthers. This game will be played out in Orchard Park, New York, the home of the Bills. And the Bills come into this game 0-1, having lost at home to division rival New England, while Carolina, on the other hand, also started with a loss, and their loss was to the Seattle Seahawks. And I know that Panthers-Seahawks game was closer than a lot of people thought. The Seahawks were able to really pull one out late. And had it not been for the Panthers' three lost fumbles, had it not been for the fact that they didn't really take any chances down the field against that Seattle defense, I thought they played overly conservative, especially once you could kind of tell the game was going to be one of those close, grinded out kind of games. You really didn't see Shula, the offensive coordinator, put any pressure on that Seahawks defense down the field. And I know that defense is good, but I think you'll see more from the Panthers as far as throwing the ball down the field, especially with the guys in the secondary that the Bills already have ruled out of this week's game. I think you'll see them take more chances, whether it's with a Steve Smith on the outside, with a Greg Olsen in the seam. We'll see what they can do there. I was very impressed with Carolina's defense and how they contained Russell Wilson, how they did a good job on Marshawn Lynch. I was a little bit, I wasn't as high probably last week in my previews on that Carolina defense as I should. But when you watch Luke Kuechly, when you watch Star Lotulelei, who had a very good, if you follow Pro Football Focus, he graded out very well in his first game as a professional. So I look for that Carolina defense to do a pretty good job as well against E.J. Manuel, the rookie quarterback, because I think where the Achilles heel of the Panthers is in that secondary. But again, I don't think, much like Seattle doesn't have the receivers to really exploit a bad secondary, I think the same thing applies here. I don't think the Bills have the weapons on the outside to exploit that secondary, and I think that the Carolina defense will do a pretty good job containing C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson. But, from an offensive point of view, look for a much better game from Cam Newton throwing the ball down the field. The Bills, on the other hand, I think you have to be happy with the way E.J. Manuel played as a whole last week. Obviously, you'd like to see them convert a little bit better on third down. You'd like to see his numbers be a little bit better in the fourth quarter, sort of during crunch time. But, going up against a guy like Tom Brady, close game late in the game. I don't think anyone's surprised that the Patriots had that last drive and they won it with a field goal. But, I thought that you saw some pretty good things out of that Buffalo defense. Everyone wants to attribute it to the Patriots being a little bit off on offense. How about we give the Buffalo defense a little bit of credit too? I mean, outside of Shane Vereen, who had a very good game last week against the Bills, they were really able. They forced Tom Brady to 25 of 52 in the passing game. When's the last time you've seen a game where Tom Brady has thrown less than 50%? So I think you got to give the Bills defense a little bit of credit. I worry this week more, though, about the fact that their secondary is a little bit banged up. I think Cam Newton and the Panthers will be able to exploit that this week, and I look for that to happen. I think the Bills need a better effort out of C.J. Spiller. Yeah, they got almost 70 yards from Fred Jackson, but this is a team who needs C.J. Spiller to be a threat for them, to open things up on the outside for guys like Stevie Johnson, Robert Woods, guys like that. C.J. Spiller puts pressure on a defense that Fred Jackson just can't do. And with 1,700 total yards last year, I think we were all expecting, especially fantasy owners, a little more out of C.J. Spiller last week. So we'll see if they can get him going. I think this week it's going to be tough, though, because like I just said, I really like that Panthers front seven and what they bring to the table. I think this will be a pretty close game. I think it'll mirror last week's game a little bit. I look for the Panthers to pull away a little sooner, though. And the Panthers are 3-point favorites at Buffalo. And I like Carolina -3 in this game because I really think on defense they're actually going to do a better job than the Patriots even did last year. So I like Carolina -3 versus the Bills. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at @SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm previewing every game every week here. And I'm going to start doing some topical videos, on breaking news and also some recaps next week as well. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening and have a great night.